Hello, everybody.
Hey
Hey,
there.
Hey.
Hello.
We are here. We are Clan Quest, and we're looking at this here monolith, which has gone all funky. Right.
Yep.
Any predictions?
looking very purple.
Indeed.
Oh boy.
My prediction is that Zaros comes back. He and as he kiss, and as he is left really disappointed because Zaros' mask-like mouth is not very good kissing material.
Thanks.
I like how you tried to work that as he is disappointed into that end projection
Yeah, of course. I have to.
to give it a good book ending.
Speaking of, he has yet to get disappointed during all this. Come on, Ezzy, we're running out of weeks here.
I mean, we've still got one chapter left to go, so I have no idea. I feel like something bad's going to happen. I mean, we're heading towards an Elder God war, so this isn't going to be resolved in a good way at all.
And the worst
It's
was
gonna
still to
get
come,
bad.
right?
Yeah, the worst will come.
Somehow
That's
the
my
worst is
prediction.
still coming.
Yeah.
The most disappointing thing that has happened is Zaros popping off into Erebus, and it's like, of course, as he's not going to be disappointed by his lord and master.
No, he's infallible. Yeah.
Mhm.
Simp logic strong.
Yeah, indeed.
Alright. Do we want to start this?
Oh, I'm nervous,
Good.
but yeah.
I'm nervous. I'm gonna need
Block.
an extra sip of water.
Oh my god, okay.
Here
What
I
is
am.
it, Till? What have you got to tell us? Oh boy.
Right,
Okay.
let's
I'm
kill
really-
everyone.
Really hoping we get more Shadow Leviathan lore.
Straight into a cutscene.
Oh, here we go. Right. So, are we voice acting?
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who's going to do Charmander? Char.
So, wow, that's... She's been pretty absent for all of this, hasn't she? She's been
Yeah,
in
Yeah,
seen
she's
her
been featured in
since,
stories. The stories published on the website, which were excellent. I love those.
And she's been tooting
Yeah.
her horn.
Yep. Toot toot.
Alright.
I could do Char.
Yeah.
Here.
We have it.
Has he? Anyone?
I'm not sure who did Ezzy last time, but I'll be willing to do him if you want.
Okay.
Char, no! Stay away from the portal!
Uh-oh. Char blows the frosting
Oh,
horn
no.
in
Toot
victory.
toot. Toot toot.
God damn it, Char.
Its discordant note echoes off the monolith and the portal rides. So,
Oh, no.
is she just enhancing the monolith power somehow? Just, hey, guys, have some
Yep.
more shadow anima.
Pulling something within the monolith?
Oh boy.
That would be bad.
Zaros. It's so cold.
Oh no.
Oh,
No.
right.
Okay.
I accidentally spacebarred past it, but Nex was screaming out, Char!
Ah!
Char!
So,
Everyone, stay back! I'm going to close it.
Oh no.
It'll take you too.
I have to try.
So, wow,
Oh no.
there goes Char, huh? Oh, right.
Hi, Char.
Yep.
And here comes the big one.
Oh boy.
My friend, his heart filled with shame and confusion,
Ooh.
stood before the doom his efforts had wrought. He grappled with the gateway, forcing it closed as it sought to consume him.
Oh.
The monolith snapped shut, but the backlash had nowhere else to go. Pain cut through
Uh.
as
Oh,
the
no.
corrupting energies
Here comes a whole bunch of
tore
shadow anima, Ezzy.
Oh no.
Bye, Ezzy.
enveloped
No.
him.
Oh
But there would be no peace for the most faithful.
my god, no.
Uh-oh.
The desolate
Oh my
scream
God.
of the new god
What?
filled the
Oh,
air.
Wow.
boy.
Right.
In the aftermath
Right.
of the devastation,
Shadow Anima God,
the
okay.
god looked at what the witless
I didn't know that was a thing you could do with shadow anima.
Wasn't expecting that.
would have to be dismantled. Starting
Oh, and
with the
Let's hope power around happy. So
Oh shoot.
that's our invading force this time, huh?
What? What is the worst?
Oh, God.
How does it get
apparently-
worse?
apparently
it's
it's
still
gonna
getting worse.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
dear.
No,
Shit.
Oh, there's more. There's more.
We'll hold them.
Are you okay, Asnat?
He looks a bit poorly.
Wait, I'm
Yeah.
Ellie as well. Shall I do him as well then?
Sure.
Or shall we give him to Zer if he wants to?
Yeah, I'll do Ellie,
Okay.
so you're not
Okay.
talking to yourself.
Mhm.
Are you hurt? Speak to me.
No, our work is done.
Good job.
There wasn't time. The portal is sealed. Our work is done.
Not quite.
Yes, the Fakar of another. Can you fight?
I think so, if I must.
Good. Time for you to finish this.
Woohoo!
So,
Boy.
Oh boy.
Oh my god, I was not expecting that.
All
as he
right.
just accidentally got hood,
Oh dear. This is going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm. Right.
alright, for
What's up,
this
Sarah?
one. Right, this once I'll shout it to Sourdough, even though I don't really like him. Things never get easier. With the threat of the Shadow Cactus over, it appears we are not out of the woods yet. The Tok'ra have turned against us.
No!
Fortunately, they march on the Monolith first. If we can stop them here, we can save everyone else. We must protect the barrier to the south. There's also the northwestern barrier that must hold.
Okay.
And finally, the northern barrier as well.
Oh, bloody hell.
So we have
Hold
three
the line, World Guardian. We can win this!
Who do we have left?
Oh my god.
We've
We
got-
don't have the Tok'ra anymore.
We don't
Who's
have the
here?
Takar,
Are you just back
but
to
we still got Hellweir.
To be
So the
fair,
Earth
I
is
feel like
So the Earth is angry, as he just accidentally ascended.
and Char's
oh my
gone.
god.
Apparently the
And
worst
Earth.
is still to come.
Yep.
Yeah, somehow this is going to get worse.
Yep.
Where?
I reckon we're gonna have everyone minus the Tok'ra right now.
Yep.
Looks like it.
That
Plus
seems like
Azzy?
it. I'm
Where
just
is
trying
everyone?
to find everyone.
Yeah, I
To be
don't see
fair,
any.
I always felt like the
Oh,
Tok'ra were
there's
you got the
Liana.
Tsar who are quite reasonable and to get
I
along
found
with at some
Hellweir and
points,
Nex
then
already.
the
Hellweir and Nex
Tok'ra who
are
are
to the west of the archaeology campus building.
Okay, Ziliana is over by the well. Oh, there's Nax.
Let's see, Zilly.
Nax,
oh where you're
Hellweir.
my tank, come this way.
So where are the Tok'ra
Go base
coming
mode.
from? Let's see.
I'm kind of curious where they start
Coming
from.
from Al-Qarid area.
And
Yeah, they're
from-
heading towards the Monolith, right?
Ooh,
Yeah.
I'm just checking there's no one else we can use. Where is that druid?
So that's what you,
Terrace?
so that's
Yeah.
what
Is
the
Terrace
wisps
around?
indicate. They
I
indicate the
found,
path
I
they're
found
going
him.
to take.
The druid's in the north.
Ah,
okay,
nice.
so there's an intersection near the Varrock Gate that we used last week.
So it took me a
Yeah.
while to figure out that the
There's
little
Terrace.
wisps that move around are actually supposed to indicate where which routes they're going to take.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't pick up on that the first week.
Let's see.
Right, I
where's the-
almost have everyone in place.
I haven't even started yet. I'm just checking there's no one else we can use.
Yeah, I might as well make absolutely sure.
I don't think there was anyone else besides those four.
Where's Terrask again?
He's in the north.
He's up by the north barrier.
Oh,
Yeah, and Zoyana is in between him and Nex and Hellweir.
Yeah,
Right.
Ziliana's over by the well.
It seems like everyone in place. Fortunately, we don't have the Monolith to worry about anymore.
yeah, but that also
But
means
at
we
the
can't
moment-
just grab them all at one spawn point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my strat gone.
Well, here goes. I have everyone in place.
My strategy has always been to spread them out just to keep it a little bit interesting. Like, because if I have them all at different barriers, then usually the barriers are quite safe. But
Oh yeah, so there are 3 barriers again.
Yeah.
No.
And we got a pretty wide area to work with.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
so I like to keep my guy. Each week I've kept my guys kind of close to each barrier. Just because if
Sure.
everything somehow groups at the barriers because they get through, then at least they can pick them off there. But we'll see how it pans out.
Yeah.
I reckon I might start.
I'm just curious about the fallout of all of this.
Apparently, a tip. I don't know if this is more of a just a don't screw yourself over tip, but Spy Human says, I think Hellweir is glitched, so don't send him to the northern barriers, or at least keep an eye on him. So just watch the doggo.
Right.
I can.
Where are they?
I will be
I'm
on
gonna
top
hang
of
Yeah,
out
it.
with Doggo.
I found our doggo friends. I placed him at the south barricade, and
here they
it seems to be doing
come.
just fine.
Terrace, come this way. I need you over here more.
I'm not sure
I got
to do my
Terrace
best.
as my projectile guy.
Yeah, so I hear tell that, well, the Tokhar apparently hit the barriers quite hard, so
Oh
yeah.
That
boy.
makes sense.
Oh
They got everything
no,
else
they
quite
are
hard.
bulky dudes.
Yeah.
Big bulky boys.
Oh my gosh, I do have a bit
man.
of a theory going around, by the way. You see,
Both
the
Hellware and
Tokhar...
Nex at the same one was overkill though.
Hmm?
Oh boy,
Yeah.
these guys pack a punch. If you try attacking, don't recommend
Oh,
that.
the nice thing is we can actually draw their aggro.
And,
I
well, the
think they do their
Tokhar,
kill damage.
they refer to the Elder Gods as their masters, so they kinda answer to the Elder Gods, mostly...
Yeah.
Was it Full, the one in the volcano?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul
yeah,
was our
Paul
director,
created
creator,
them.
yeah.
This is not going well on our good boy point with the Elder Gods track record.
No.
No, I feel like we've done something that. Well, I mean, we weren't responsible. This was the Zaros crew. We're trying to make a stop here,
I'm not
so
sure they
Mhm.
actually see much difference.
Oh, but
true.
They're still
Have the
mortals.
Tokhar ever like been above ground before? Like, have they ever seen what we have been building? Like, have they ever seen our
Potentially,
kingdoms and stuff?
we've never seen them above
There's
ground. I
definitely been
think,
Garl,
but
that's a Garl.
oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
Because like maybe Tokhar Hawk being above ground now, you know, like he helped us last week. They realized what we have been building, what we have been fooling around with, and maybe they got reset to factory default or something. They're like, oh
Maybe.
god,
I was just going to say the Tok'ra haven't really been as close of allies as the Zar were. The Zar were a bit more humanized compared to
Yeah.
the Tok'ra.
Maybe,
yeah, the
The
Tokhar
Tokhar
are
are still
very
quite.
much machines. I
maybe
think.
Very
they
much still the
create a bit
soldiers.
of a loophole in their usual protocols, and yeah.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
they're
it
very
be-
much on their base coding.
I kind
Yeah.
of feel it could be kind of dickish of them just to bring out a Jad in here.
What?
Oh god. I hope
I
not.
don't
knows?
think.
Who
Could you
knows?
imagine?
Horrible.
Imagine that.
Get your
Just
prayer flick
second
sat ready,
barrier.
guys.
One jet I can handle.
Oh
Two,
my god, I am
however.
not doing well at this. Oh my god.
I'm sort of just like covering the
Yeah,
south on my
Hellwear
own.
does nothing to these
Apparently,
guys.
Wave 2 felt like it went for a while, so I've
Oh
heard.
no. I'm struggling with wave 1. Don't tell me about wave 2.
Ooh, I can put... So there's the two northern barriers. I'm going to put Terisk sort of between them so he can hit both at once.
Clever.
Yeah, I'm just covering south on my own.
I'm
I
not
don't agree
sure
with
how
Spy
much
Human in chat. I do like Sarah Doman's character development they've been doing of late.
Yeah,
I
they're
was
very
never
hard
a
sell.
fan of
Yeah.
him originally, but like he's been doing a bit better these days.
Yeah, big same.
Bit better.
Redemption arc.
Alright,
Less
next
full of
doing just
himself.
fine.
Meta redemption arc.
What
Yeah.
the hell happens up in every? What the fuck?
Oh god, my barriers. God, they're doing so badly.
What?
It goes from 0 to 100 very fast when they
Really?
start falling.
Yeah.
What?
Terrace
Zillion?
and Barrier is just fine. Hellway and Zillianas are both about the same health for me.
Liliana,
only at
why are
wave
you just
1.
standing there, my dude?
Yeah, she was just standing there doing nothing.
Let's
Yeah.
go for furthest away, maybe? Bigger
Does it-
range?
Does
I-
it depend on, well,
I'm kind of curious if the
Where you
hot
position
fix
them?
today is going to fix bugs with this because it seems kind of bad.
I'd say keep an eye on the northern barrier, guys.
My northern barriers are
I'd
fine, but
like
my
to
southern
think they
is
fix
suffering.
any bugs about, but we're not certain. I guess we'd have to wait for a news post.
No
Yeah,
way,
who
because
knows?
that's
Yeah.
But I had Risk last night at like the northern barrier, but I didn't have him exactly on top of the barrier, but like a bit in front of it.
Yeah, that's what I was. But
And there's a
Zillion,
certain point where if the Tokhar get like far enough away from him, he just doesn't bother anymore. It's like, oh, I can't step one tile forward. I guess we're fucked now. We're going to die.
See,
I remember,
have-
yeah, I had a Hellway close to a barrier once, but it was obviously not close enough because he just was not attacking things properly.
I have
That was
Hellway
one
at the south barricade, I have Terrace at the west barricade, and I have Zoliana at the north one. Meanwhile, next is the crossroads at the Varrock East gates too. Because, well, if they want to get to either of the north and the west barricade, they'll have to go past there probably, so yeah.
Right.
so
Yeah.
if you look at the paths, they don't actually go from south to north.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the southern path only goes to the southern barrier.
Yeah.
My southern stuff is really suffering. I'm going to get that half health message
Oh, well,
soon.
now that you bring that up, I'm going to go check on that. I'm just running between each one as energy permits.
I have not even left the southern barrier. I'm holding it with Hellweir, and I've let the other 3 to do the other 2 on their own. I hope they're doing.
I just
Hope
don't
the
trust
fight.
their intelligence / AI, so I'm like checking in on them each time.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean,
Yeah,
Hellweir
Hellweir's
does so little damage to these Tokar cats. I'm afraid if I leave him alone.
Oh boy.
I'm just looking at the stream and I see like Hellweir taking his sweet time trying to get there. You would think he would hurry a bit, but
Nah.
Nope.
Just ambles
You'd
slowly
think 4
along.
legs would give him an advantage when it comes to speed, but
I
Very
mean, when we
casual, like-
fight him, he pretty much jumps across his arena to attack us. You
Yeah.
figured he'd do a little jumping here, but
oh
Just a
dear,
fun
Hellish Barry is
joke.
actually starting to lag behind on the health department for me. I mean, he is pulling his weight, but he's getting overwhelmed.
Hellweir just splashed on a fucking May. A Tokar May. God damn it.
Go ahead, Hellweir. Get your gear back into game.
Maybe they
Come on,
nerfed him.
Hellweir. You've been the
Yeah,
Hellweir
MVP.
Tyrus is
so
going
good.
ham. I got Tyrus close to the barrack east gate, and he is going ham at this crossroads here.
Ooh.
Go Tyrus.
I'm just thinking of that one meme with the really buff dog and the really wimpy one.
Yeah,
Hellweir in
that's-
the
that's how-
right, and Hellweir here.
He's reverted to the wimpy dog, unfortunately.
I'm so
Right,
glad
we're
the
not.
cat
Yeah,
dad
wave
will
2
be
goes a
pissed.
while. I'm not even on wave 3 yet.
Same.
Yeah, same.
Barriers are alright, but I'm concerned. That's all.
That's a pretty lengthy fight. It's mainly though because the Tokar have to like cross a pretty large distance.
Very
Yeah,
true.
the
Yeah.
second wave is going on for quite a bit already.
Yeah. I
Three
agree.
barriers
Doing
are
just fine, as well as Liana. Liana's destroying them.
He is. People underestimate him. Tyrus can hold his own. He's
Oh,
awesome.
Yeah, he's badass.
He weakens. I use him to weaken the enemies by the time they get to the barriers, and I have all the heavy
Yeah.
hitters of the barriers,
He's
so
good in an
he's very
intersection
helpful.
'cause his stuff bounces.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe I should have switched Tarascan next round, but they seem to be doing all right for now. But I still have wave 3 to go, so.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, never mind. Wave 3 just started. Oh boy, here it comes.
Yeah, I've just
I'm
set him to
scared.
attack the ones with low health now,
Mhm.
just
So-
to finish him off.
If you've got somewhere near a barrier, it's good to have them on weakest because at that stage you can make sure they thin out the actual numbers.
Yeah,
oh, good point.
Never really changed those thingies, so yeah.
I think you should for this fight.
Yeah, I fiddle away. I've been fiddling with them all week, each week, just to give a little bit of extra edge. Because I did lose a few attempts in the previous weeks, at least in week 1 or week 2, just from bad setup.
I think I do want to retry this because I want to see if I can actually get this like flawless. Because I managed to flawless run last week, but clearly not this week.
There's a big slashy looking beast.
Oh boy.
It's not a
Oh
cat.
no.
It was a Yitmei
Oh,
Meshkot?
the Ipnicot. Yeah,
Ipnicot,
those
yeah.
big.
New boss. Is Tyrus going to
Oh,
ascend
motherfuckers.
and become a boss for us? Oh my god.
Gathixian
Buff
ascending.
Tyrus. Oh my goodness. He just rips off his shirt and it's just like his little buff
Oh
from
my
this
God.
battle.
Style.
It's just going full on Rambo.
Oh wait. Oh no. Oh no.
I'm a
actually
druid, but
Yeah,
I actually made a Waluigi model that's like that.
No,
Char
I'm
new
running away
corrupted
from you.
boss from Spy Human.
I actually pictured
That'd be
them in my
interesting.
head.
how could be? So my thought with Char is she's finally gone to join her lover.
Oh god.
But she's oh wait. Char's in the Erebus right now.
Yeah, Char's in the.
Yes.
In
Char's in love with Zeros.
Oh,
Oh, true. Yeah.
I'm actually
She's
worried
enamored
about it.
by Zaros, as
Yeah.
are many.
eh,
I mean,
Cough, cough.
sure, she might be Zerosian, but I'm so worried about Char right now.
God.
She was
Makes me so
I think by the
worried.
end of the Firemaker's Curse, she was the bad guy for a lot of it, but she was quite apologetic towards the end, so I quite like Char. She's a good character.
Yeah,
She was a
same.
good character.
And she spent half of Endgame arguing with Azzy, didn't she?
Yeah,
Yeah.
As you did not get
they
along.
like each other,
Yeah.
that's true. Oh,
Even
there's
if,
another
She sticks
card.
up for herself.
so if she was around to see Azzy as a god, I wonder
Oh,
how she'd be
no.
thinking about that.
Hmm.
Probably
I
a bit
wonder, yeah.
put off.
Ah, Yeah, that's an elephant in the room we got to discuss right
That's
now.
oh my goodness, because Asinandro never showed any indication of surpassing Zaros, becoming a god. So I'm just
Okay,
wondering, what does he
so-
think about this?
Remember, children
Yeah,
of
Um,
Ma, he's
this
got
is going
that
to be confusing
dialogue.
for him.
May
Yeah.
let me interject here. When they released what the Majra are up to after Children of Ma,
Yes.
they said as he was
On the cusp of
approaching
godhood.
on cusp of it, but he doesn't want it because he thinks it's blasphemy.
Exactly. Like he's always considered himself
Oh, is that in the
he
Runefest?
honors Zaros and he does not want to supersede Zaros in any way.
Yeah.
No.
Although
no,
in the
'cause-
spoiler
I mean,
chat we've been
he's
theorizing about what Azzy's alignment could be.
he's very purist about origins of gods. He considers Zaros or
Yeah.
Saren. He doesn't support Saren, but he considers that sort of god a true god, whereas gods like Saradomin, even Guthix, they're ascended gods and they're not true gods, not true born.
Mhm.
So he's very
Yeah.
purist in that regard, and I'm like, this is some interesting tidbits now.
They've linked this
Given
to
that
the
he's
Monolith for a
ascended.
long time.
But yeah,
Mm.
we decided that Azzy is the god of sims, oopsies, RNG, and disappointment.
No, that's
Especially the
great.
lava one.
To
Let's
put
do
him in a
lava one.
category, yes.
But yeah,
Okay,
so
I've
ever
got-
since
I've got
Children of Ma, I
Hellware in a
think
nice position.
a lot of us have been basically waiting for this to happen as sort of an inevitability, hey?
Yeah. What do you call this? Some poetic irony. Yeah.
Yep.
And it's even better with all the
So-
stuff he was saying in Azzy Quest. It's just, hey,
Exactly.
what a
It's
way
just
to
some
further your messed up ideals about gods than to become
Yep.
one.
Yeah,
You-
indeed.
You know.
You know,
So-
actually, I wonder because of how as he ascended, he now has a link to Reksha.
Oh.
Oh, that's a
Um,
thought.
I
'Cause
think
he's
they're
shadow
both
and I'm
linked
a
to
god.
the. Well, they're both linked to the Monolith, and we're linked to the. Oh Jesus! What's this thing? Oh my God!
Oh yeah, that guy.
I'm not gonna.
Oh, they're
trust
the
this,
they're
am
the
I?
melee guys from I was literally just doing fight kill not long ago. I'm trying to get the pet and kill count, but they're the melee dudes.
The Northern
Yeah, those
Barricade
guys
Yeah.
are
They
beasts.
swipe you.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Yeah, the big spiky ones.
So how
They
are you
are
guys
piling on
going?
now.
Still wait
We're
for
going good. Feel the wrath
Hell-
of Saradomin.
I'm
Shield and
doing
barriers are
badly.
fine, but Hellways is almost down to half health.
I don't know. Look, I try to get involved. I pick them off a bit. I hit them with my crossbows, and
Oh,
I'm a little bit more involved. And
I've been trying to do
Yeah.
it on strategy alone because, as they were saying on the stream, there is a way to do it on strategy alone. But
Yeah.
I might
I
have
haven't
to.
attacked anyone yet.
They did say by the end of the fourth one, you're going to have to fight as well. It's going to be
It's
very
No,
hard.
they said it would be
hard.
very difficult
Yeah.
to not do it, but it could be
Yeah.
done.
So
I
wanna
haven't
see if
attacked
it can
anyone
be.
yet. If I manage to do this without attacking anything, I'll let you know.
it is proven.
Mhm.
Yes, please do.
I'm attacking them because I've got a scavenging perk on. I just got 3 clockwork components.
Yay.
Nice.
Wait,
The
how do
Tokka are delivering.
you not have Scavenging 4?
Yeah, so I think I'm about to die because there's a Zill at the northern barricade that I got down to 0 health and it didn't despawn. And it's still attacking and it's still doing damage to the barricade.
It sounds like
and now
the
I can't
northern
attack it.
barricade is very problematic.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, I
like,
read about that bug. Like you can't complete it. Like it's going to destroy your
Oh,
barrier,
no.
but even if it wouldn't, it won't finish because like the mob is still alive. It's still
Right.
there.
I'm gonna just hang around the northern barrier in that
yep,
case.
I just died.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
no.
annoying. That's
I just
frustrating.
Were you all on wave 3?
I was on
Yep.
wave 3. I don't know how late I was,
Okay.
but
I'm wave
And
2.
I'm
One
done.
again.
Oh no.
I'm done. And I succeeded without attacking anything.
Nice job,
Woo!
Luke.
okay,
Damn.
share your strats because
Yay.
I need help.
I've got Hellware, just one shot everything.
Where?
I'm gonna check on him because he's in south and it was getting a bit chipped into there, but it should be
I thi-
alright.
I found a trick. If you just place him in between the trees, he just does you will bleed and then one shots everything.
I'm just going to
Oh,
wait here
I'm
until
complete.
everyone's...
I won.
Yeah. Let's wait for everyone
You
to... Oh my gosh. Look over there to the west. Of...
Uh,
Oh.
what
the
is
distance.
going on over there?
Though that's a lot of Stockar. That's
Yep.
terrifying.
I'll wait for you guys to catch up.
Let me
Yeah,
kill
like,
myself.
flank
help.
elevations are still the same, but that's terrifying.
Luke, help. What do I do?
Well, what I did
No.
was I placed Hellway at the south barricade,
Right
Tarisk
up
at the
barricade?
Tarisk at the west barricade,
Okay.
Ziliana at the north barricade, And next at the Varrock East Gate, so she's at the crossroads and attacks some of them, while had the rest eventually set to weakest, so they would like take down the ones that were weakened by Nex.
Okay, I think I'm
Yeah,
going to
so
try a
huddle up the
variation of
barricades.
that. Hell, we're at the south barricade is a good idea because he can basically hold his own.
Yeah,
I do
and
gotta
in my
agree
case,
with Shiro's
seems-
sentiment here. Oh, sorry, you go.
they seem to glitch when they are placed in the wrong barricades or something.
Yeah, I don't look.
Interesting.
Okay, so I mean, try a Luke strategy. I had a Ziliana North next to her, and the east one, you know, had Tayrisk at the crossroads near the gate, Barrack Gate, and I had Helweir down south, and that all worked for me. But I was kind of attacking the whole time because, like Shiro said, fighting along is better for immersion.
Yes, but I
Sure.
like tower defenses.
Yes, you want to go pure strategy, and I totally relate to that too. That's cool.
Hey.
Yeah, I've got Zilia in the southwest and next to the north, but then I've got Ferrisk in between the two of them.
Tayrisk is really good as like an in between. I've done that every single week. Like his his attack bounces, and he's just
Yeah.
he's not a strong guy, so he's not good for the bulky defense of the barriers, but he's
Yeah.
good for
Pretty
weakening them.
badass though.
He is a badass. I've always been a fan of Tayrisk. He's awesome.
Come back from being
cool.
dead to being badass.
Hell yeah, for some.
I mean,
Oh, very free.
not gonna mention the obvious parallel there.
Oh.
Oh, Gandalf.
Oh wow!
He does have the beard to suit.
I wish you could
Yeah.
see the health barriers from wherever you are in this tower defense. That would be really
True. I gotta say, it would be
Yeah,
nice
that
to
would
have
be nice.
status
Yeah,
status
having
interface.
bars.
Yeah, I was literally just walking front and back, like north, south, but everyone was doing fine, so I didn't even have to check on Nex. He was doing just fine. I mean, then again, she was
Nex
the
is a
furthest
tank
away.
too. Yeah, she was fine
Yeah.
for me the whole time.
It was really cool to actually have Nex on our side for once.
Yeah.
You know, one of the most powerful PvM bosses in the entire game, and she actually teamed up with you. And the same can be said for Helweir, actually. And I'll
Different one
definitely
from a.
definitely
go.
view Ziliana in a different light after this.
My question is, what has Moya been up to for this whole fight?
Zamorak's
Ah.
been off doing whatever.
Yeah,
else.
what
Zamorak,
all
I
the
think
Zamorak
the whole
kids been doing?
Zamorak squad is classified as off-world or like occupied, and I think it's just to keep them away from, so we don't have to include everyone in this current story. But
I suppose
I can forgive that.
Okay,
They
Shiro's given me.
track those traitors, didn't they?
I really want to know what Zamorak thinks about the Zanadra ascending, because he's
God.
like the
I think that will.
second
I think it'll
Majora
come
to
in.
do so.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, he's only the second. Well,
Yeah.
Lucian thought he did, but I don't think he
Yeah, he
actually
thought he did,
managed
and he
to.
wasn't actually.
So, Shiro, if this doesn't work, I'm going to use your suggestion. But
Yeah, so
Okay.
Shiro said Druid between the barriers, so Tyrus between the barriers, and that's different to what I did, but could potentially work.
That's what I'm doing.
Nex and Ziliana at the Varrock Gate.
I think
So
I wanna
Nex and
keep-
Ziliana would heavy hit them at the gate, and then
Yeah, I want to keep Tarask up here at the.
that's what I had,
section.
Fen. So I had Tyrus over there, and then I had like basically Ziliana and Nex where you had them but swapped, and I've
We're down
pretty much had
something.
what you had. Just keep picking you and attack Tokar every so often for immersion.
I might have
And
to.
I guess are you going pure? You're still going pure tower defense.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, yep. Hands off then. Hands off. And see how it goes.
I mean,
So,
willingly, but certainly possible.
What do you guys think about Azanadra getting like an extra pair of bunny ears?
God,
I actually
funny
had
is
the joke lined up
upgrade.
for 3 weeks, and I finally get to make the joke.
God.
Oh no! It's like when Slisko got that
bunny
collar when he ascended
Big
quotation
boss,
marks. It's
mutant
like-
bunny ears, come in, mutant
Some
bunny ears.
barricade, is that
Oh my
half
God.
ice? What?
Like
Oh,
I'm
no.
sad I can't like rewatch the cutscene in the game itself, but
Yeah,
I
that
looked
would
up
be
the imagery
Jesus
and
Christ.
like you know how it used to be a hat, but
Okay,
now
this
it
isn't
seems
working
that like
for me.
it's actually
pointy
fused
things
in.
are
Where
in his
did it
skull.
go?
You know
But-
how Zamorak used to have just the small horns as Majra, and then that became these massive kind of almost like tusks when he
He
ascended.
looks as if he was like hit with radiation and grew an extra pair of bunny ears. That's why I
Yeah.
think Big Boss mutant bunny ears.
I just want to say, ever worn a hat so long it becomes part of you?
Oh
Yeah.
my god!
Like his hood seems to have fused with his skull, and his like antennas or whatever you want to call it are also
Shadow
inside
Anima
the
Man,
skull.
it does some nasty stuff to you.
Just had a fall.
Go to Shadow Anima, kids.
Yep.
With Char getting
Go to
sucked into
Sand,
the
kid.
Monolith, does that mean the Frostenhorn got sucked in as well?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Could be.
I guess so, unless she dropped it. You know, the
Yeah.
classic,
Go.
like, oh, they
When did that
dropped
happen?
the Elder artifact.
I'm just
Oh,
wondering if
I
that's
can't even. I can already imagine City of Santiston starting at the Archaeology Guild, and they're like, "Oh, can you inspect the monolith?" And then we find the Frostenhorn on the
Oh,
floor or
look,
something.
Char dropped the one.
Oh,
Like,
how
they did that with the
convenient!
Staff of Armadillo a few
Ah,
times.
yes.
Yeah,
I
and
kind of
if-
like that as a trope. People keep dropping things.
And
We
if
do
she
have a
didn't,
30-minute update
well,
timer now.
Oh no.
Oh
and if she
boy.
didn't, then the Monolith is going to get way more powerful and dangerous,
Whoops, we
yeah.
lost another important artifact.
or whatever's in Erebus. If whatever
So
is
what
in
I'm
Erebus gets
wondering
hold of
is,
it,
like Zaros brought the Elder Crown as like a guide to find his way in Erebus, and he has Mask Core as a gift. Char has the Frostenhorn, but I wonder like if that's going to be of any help to her.
I literally just got worried about what's going to happen if those that rule Airbus get hold of the Frostenhorn. That could be very bad.
Is Char
That
okay?
could be bad.
I don't know.
I
I'm really
mean-
worried about her.
He's
I
Guildmaster
mean,
Tony.
Zaros made a point that it's not possible to survive in there unless you have protection, aka Shadow Anima with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, best
Char-
case scenario, she's also sitting in there with Zaros having to listen to Tony's rambling.
Potentially Zaros swooped in and protected her in time, but who knows?
Yeah.
He was very reluctant to take Azanandra.
I was wondering, like, maybe time flows differently in Erebus or something. Like, maybe Zaros is still near the gateway that he came into as Char passed through, so maybe he could help her. But
Unexpected
then again,
companion.
I feel like Zaros does not give a shit about Char. He's probably just going to go on his own.
No,
journey.
yeah, I mean, Zerdone's just said not sure. That sounds like the Zaros we know. I gotta
Yeah,
agree.
that is
Yeah.
not our man Zaros.
Char hasn't,
No.
Zaros hasn't given
He
a
is
shit about
all-
anyone in years.
No.
Like, we
Like,
talked a little bit about
this
it in the
last one.
spoilers chat last night, but there was like a possibility, or like we think that it might be a possibility that Char could be, like she could get corrupted by the Shadow Anima inside of Erebus or whatever's
boy.
going on there,
Elder
Char,
God
the
was
Shadow
dungeon
and she
boss?
might
Duchess.
become like a corrupted boss or something.
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh my
yeah, that's a
goodness.
good thought.
Raksha made it out alive.
Yeah, Raksha
True.
survived, but wasn't
He
the
did.
Did
but
Raksha
I
ever
guess-
grow into? I think Raksha just
Yeah.
approached the monolith
No,
and it
Raksha got
reached out.
sucked in.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
confirmed that
And
when
Raksha
it got
knows about what
I-
Erebus is.
Tim-
Because there's literally a dialogue line from Raksha where he literally yells at you saying he'll drag you into Erebus. So yeah.
Tim just brought up I was actually just thinking this as I was speaking about it, but Tim says, was Zaros telling the truth about the inherent danger to Azanandra? Maybe he was just saying that to keep his mission directive like focused. He didn't want Azanandra intervening. Potentially.
Don't
So-
you interrupt my solo time.
Yeah, this is my time.
I want to say because Zaros is traveling through the Shadow Realm, basically. So maybe he thinks that area is dangerous rather than Erebus itself.
I
Like,
think
we
it
know-
could be either way at this
we know,
point.
we know
Maybe he's-
Trinidine was in there for a long time, and so was Sliske. So we don't really know.
This is more than Trinity.
there's levels to it, so you can kind of be on a light layer of Shadow Realm, and then you can get deeper and deeper, and things change as you get deeper.
See, when I
Yeah.
think of the Shadow Realm in RuneScape, I just think of the Abyss from D&D.
Yeah, it sounds plausible. The thing I liked, like, I think it was Sliske that said it last night. He mentioned how the Shadow Realm, if the Shadow Realm were an ocean, maybe you need to use a diving bell to get to the deepest parts of it. And he
Yeah,
kind of like
Yeah,
saw the
that's nice.
monolith.
that's a
That's
really
a
good
hell of an image, yeah.
analogy.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good
he
analogy.
saw the monolith as like the diving bell, and Erebus being whatever is like a deep layer of the
Yeah,
Shadow
I
Realm.
love that. I love it.
Fascinating. Hell of an
That is a
image.
And-
great analogy.
And with the crown being a divining rod to find certain locations.
Yeah,
Hey,
your little
senses.
spotlight. That's great.
Like when
Wow.
when he typed that out, I was like, oh wow, that's actually such an interesting thing, because I was really like, no, Erebus and the Shadow Realm, they have to be separate things. There's no way they can be the same. But if Erebus is like some kind of heart or center or core of the Shadow Realm, or at least like some kind of
Yeah.
deep low part.
Yeah, I always feel like the Shadow Realm, since all these new revelations, it feels like the Shadow Realm that we experience in quests is just kind of like a very light surface layer, like just kind of leakage
Yeah.
from Erebus that we were able to
Yeah.
tolerate, and then you've got the
Actually-
real Erebus elsewhere.
Here's a
Yeah,
thought.
the
It was
RuneScape
Russian
iceberg,
surface.
everyone.
What if Erebus was a planet in the past revision, and they got so powerful that the Elder Gods couldn't destroy it?
I think this kind of ties into the theme of Zaltak, that this is some sort of previous revision stuff that
And
they weren't able to handle, or just it was a side effect, and
shifted into the Shadow Realm.
yeah, that's very
Been
plausible.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Zoltak is so powerful. It apparently it
Oh.
might have been part of the previous revision if the thing about sabotaging Mars Egg is true.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Because I feel like
Erebus-
there's some connotation. If you can persist through a revision, you're quite a formidable being.
the thing I can think of is Erebus is the home of the Dragonkin.
Maybe Zaltek did what Zeros wants to do. Like maybe Zaltek somehow became an elder god through some
And
kind of
And
ridiculous
but
way.
to completely
Zaros did, eh?
terrible effects as well, though, from
think-
that.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
Yeah.
the Dragonkin knew about Shadow Anima though.
I think I don't really want much lore on Zaltak, honestly, though.
oh, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I think the more it's one of those situations where the more you reveal, the less the effect will
interesting
lessen.
it is.
So
Yeah, so I kind of
yeah.
don't want
Yeah,
The
Zaltak to be
mystery is the
send
charm of it,
immortal.
right?
you've
that?
got to dance that line of just. Oh, like Dennis said, it's basically the charm of it. You got to dance that line of not revealing too much, but just revealing just enough to kind of put those ideas out and
Yeah, what
give you
makes
a sense
Zoltak
of.
scary is the fact he's so enigmatic and mysterious, and we don't know much about him.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing where if
Yeah.
we saw a model, like we've seen the stone hands, but I've always figured those as like aspects of power rather than literally Zaltak. So
Yeah,
if we
Yeah.
saw a model, like a standing model of Zaltak, it would just be very anticlimactic. So
Well, unless they did something
it's
like
kinda-
a massive jazz we've got.
Even
Actually,
then,
Yeah.
I don't think the Black Hands are actually Zaltak.
yeah, and that might just be Justice's head, actually. Apparently.
I think the Shadow Hands are limbs of the Shadow Leviathan.
potentially,
that's a thought.
That's my thought process on that.
yeah,
Like
it's
the-
like
like
you
the
thought
hands
this was
that show up
Zaltak.
in
No,
Elite, right?
Zaltak's worse. It's just a shadow
Yeah,
Leviathan,
they're playing
which is
the
also
nothing
terrible.
is scary trope completely straight with him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think the vague, enigmatic nature of Zaltak is the best asset
Or-
for this kind of
It's the shark from
character. So
Jaws.
Yeah,
Or
really is.
Zaltak is a name of a Shadow Leviathan which rules over all the others.
That could
potentially,
be.
but again, it's like the more detail you add, I think you don't want to be too ambiguous, but you got to be careful how much detail and specific stuff you add,
In-
because then it
in
loses the.
It's Zaltak and Raven. What do you expect?
Who was
It's
it
very
that
well
said
with
the
ammo.
thing about the jazz potentially being
Right.
only the head we've seen? Because
Oh.
I want to tack onto that a little. I think that was a very
Oh,
good
no.
move. Like we've already got
Yeah.
the
Oh.
terrifying, massive eldritch entity. It's like, hey, surprise! Maybe that's
Don't
not
say
even
it.
all.
Don't say the. I know what you're thinking of. Well,
What?
because we've only seen the jazz head, so
Oh.
it's the actual
Yeah.
form would be more of a tapeworm.
Oh god.
that'd be
Wow.
pretty nasty. But who knows? Who knows?
But yeah, so leaving the rest to the imagination.
Oh, true. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
maybe it's not a tapeworm, but maybe it's we just see the head, but you have to imagine the rest, be it tapeworm or anything
God,
else.
Tapeworm, okay.
Oh, God, yeah, I
But
kind of
let's
hope
see
not.
the jazz hands.
I mean, it's
Jazz
kind of.
hands.
I mean, I don't like going there, but it kind of ties in with how, with why you're not allowed to see like the Christian deity, if you know what I mean.
Mm.
Because he's
Yeah.
also described as having an endless form, and just looking at him is fatal, apparently.
Mhm.
True. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it
It's
or
just a
her,
bit
or
too
his
much
stuff.
to.
Yeah.
comprehend.
It's
love
like
how
most
the-
religions, though.
Mhm. Love how the system update has blocked my wave counter.
Yeah, you do. That's
Yeah, that's a
bugging me
bit
that-
annoying.
Yeah, it's they're both conflicting with each other, and it's like, no, we both quit.
Well,
So it's 21 minutes on mine.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
mine would
click the waves. So he doesn't know what wave he's on.
Oh yeah, true. So the wave is whatever you want it to be.
Yay!
Yep.
the
You're on
wave
wave
is-
100.
The wave is 21 minutes.
Yep.
I mean,
That's the
if
way.
you want, just go into edit mode and just move it. I
Queen
did
Black Dragon equals Jas. That's a new one. Body of Jas is a beautiful butterfly. Well, that'd be a nice
Ah.
concept.
Also, I noticed all the jet hats have turned all shiny and such. I think that might be preparation for the Avatar rework.
No, it wasn't. It was a engine fix in the middle of last week. There was like an issue where if you went inside instances or caves, like the entire game world would get darker. They fixed
Oh,
that.
that's why whenever I went into the temple with Zaros, it would go so dark I couldn't see a
Yeah, it
thing.
would make the game world very much darker. So they kind of did
Yeah.
something to the game engine to fix that, and in turn, our chat hats and like our model in the equipment screen is a bit more shinier.
Yeah,
I do quite like it, and it does look
I
a
like
bit
it as well.
similar to the Avatar rework thing. So yeah.
Spyhuman said in chat, I love the random NPCs than the more of Zaltak dialogue. Like that, yeah. I was
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
disappointed. I didn't get the cave goblin dialogue in what was it?
Nomad's Elegy.
Nomad's Elegy, because it's
Oh,
random.
yeah.
I love watching
not everyone
Sick
gets
Nerd win
it,
that one.
and
He got it.
I think Sick that he got it. Yeah, that was. Oh god, I was so excited when he got it. So cool.
I don't think I did either. No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
didn't.
know what the odds are, but it's not exactly common. It's just every now and again some random player will get that dialogue. It's cool.
It's nice when it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
hey,
mean,
some
again, it's
transcripts
you don't want them
original see it.
to. Yeah, of course. Like you don't want them to be putting Zaltak in everything because it has the same effect as you put Zaltak in everything, it loses the mystique about it.
Can't
But every
overuse,
now and
yeah.
again,
Yeah, for me that
to
was
throw
kind of
us
the
off
problem
guard.
with SK, to be honest.
I
A
think
bit too much SK.
I think they did well stepping back a bit after the Elite Dungeons.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
That was quite a
Yes,
big
I
dosage
agree.
of Zaltak, and I think it was
Yeah.
good to just take a rest from that point.
Yeah, Zoltek
Yeah.
has received a lot of praise for how well they've handled him.
Yeah, they've done a
And
good
I'm
job with
inclined
that
to
side of the
agree.
story.
Yeah. I mean, I
Sisko's
feel-
return when?
I won.
I was hoping he would like
Never.
have a comment to say on this whole, but I guess I think maybe the next quest.
Yeah. Straight
Yeah.
up sequel to Azzy Quest.
True, so that would feel like an appropriate time for
Yeah, we had
perhaps
the
a
shadow
stage
and
shot.
we had the shadow and light voice as another quest. So I doubt. I guess they will show up again in the city of
It does not,
Sentinel.
yeah. It doesn't feel
probably.
finished with those voices in our head.
Like I feel
Adventure going
Siske
crazy.
has something to say about that. Like he probably will make fun of how Asanadar looks or something.
Yeah, that's how the
course.
segue will happen.
Oh, news posted that, by the way. If anyone wants to
Ooh.
read it.
What's up?
News post.
I am
The
curious.
update post.
Ah, right. I
Yeah,
need to-
City of St. Tiston is the last quest before Elgol was on. I was hoping for a few more, but that's me just being greedy with
We
quests. So
deleted some, I think. Oh.
Well, I want to see how big the quest is.
I mean, we have
it sounds
received
quite
a bit
big.
of yeah, we have received quite a bit of lore dumps in the recent few weeks.
True. So if
Oh,
this is the
yeah.
last quest before the dungeon, then you know what? I'm quite happy with what they've said so far, and I'm sure the dungeon itself will bring new story developments. So looking forward to it. That's what I like about the game lately is they're working lore content into various aspects, not just quests.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And I feel like compared to the first week, this event did a complete 180.
Yeah.
I'm actually
It's been
really
good.
happy with how this turned out in hindsight, even though it has a bit of a weak start.
I mean, so I never really checked the explicit spoilers, but I saw people's reactions to them, and it just heightened that excitement. So I was like,
Yeah.
I'm keen to see what happens.
Yep.
It's cool, and I was not disappointed. It was great.
And I said this week has big spoilers. I really wasn't kidding.
The thing is, though, like I saw the spoilers, and all I saw was the static imagery, like the cutscenes you see at the start of the battle. So I saw that Asanadar was the one to close the Shadow Tear, and that he ascended by doing that. But I was so confused because I was like, how does he suddenly do that? Why would he do that? What is this doing to him?
And now you know.
Also,
Sadly,
there
that
was
didn't really get answered. Like he just randomly tries it and it
There's the
succeeds.
manner in which it happened.
Process
Asanadar's
is
always
very
been
about
a
what happened to
strong.
Char.
He's always been a strong character, and potentially Zaros has instilled some power in him,
Yeah, indeed.
given
There was
that he's
also
the strongest
nothing
ally.
about what was going to happen to Char, so until this I had no idea if she was going to be sucked into the monolith.
Yeah, that's an interesting wrinkle.
I'm loving
like
all
I
the
said,
Sliske quotes in the
More
chat.
context in gameplay.
Did you get your hair done?
Oh dear, Azzy, watch out so you don't pull out an eye over those improvements. It's
I
great.
wonder
Amazing.
if As he will revive Nabor now.
Oh boy.
Oh, I doubt it.
Yeah,
Azanadra, Nabor had some dirt on Azanadra, and I
Yeah.
don't think he's looking
but
to.
I want to see
bring
that in
that back.
Insidious Sintistan if it's a thing, because
Same. I want to see what.
in the line
I think
Yeah.
he would
now.
care right
What
now because he's
dirt
just
did?
ascended.
What dirt did
Uh,
he have?
If he was
And-
still Azanadra, I think he would care more. But as he's a god now, he probably doesn't care. He can just wipe anyone out.
Well,
Mm,
I still think Azanadra has some sentiment to his. Like, I think he's just gonna. I think the main issue is gonna be his conflict of he didn't want to be a god. He's got a Guthix conundrum on his
Yes, I
hands.
was
He didn't want to
thinking
be a
that.
god,
gods who
Well,
Oh,
ascend
he's
so-
the new
unwillingly.
Guthix.
I mean, here's the
but
other
he's got the
question.
situation of with great power comes great responsibility. So it's like, well, you are a god now. So what are you gonna do with that power?
I mean, here's the other question though: is he going to believe that he's a god?
Oh boy.
If he doesn't think Ceridonian's a
Crisis
god,
of faith. Yeah.
Are we going
Yeah.
to get as another god emissary?
This is really interesting. I'm really excited about
I
this
imagine
narrative
Tom
twist.
won't accept himself as a god or claim he's not one. I'm not a real
Super
god.
denial. Yeah, he'll be in super denial.
If you're a real
Yeah.
god, name 5 god songs.
I'd
I
say
mean, you're currently probably in too much of a daze to actually think about it at the moment.
Yeah, right now, yeah.
He was
Oh,
just
apparently we're
listening
meant
a
to
lot
talk
of
to Azanadra after the event. I haven't talked to Wizzo yet, so I'm waiting for Fen to catch up. But
yeah. So,
I think that is that going to refer to the quest? Because I don't know if Azanadra is around right now.
Azanadra is not there. I also
Yeah.
talked with like his old position, but he has nothing to say.
Okay, so it sounds like that was last week's Wizzo's dialogue about speaking to Azanadra will be in reference to the quest, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose like next week, like we close it out with a
Yeah,
cutscene.
I just
then
talked to
talk to
Ali and he
Azanadra.
said something about the Tokhar, and it started with the Tokhar aren't exactly the allies we hoped for, so maybe the dialogue did change on my end, maybe.
No, it's the
Wahi?
same as
Well,
the
with
same
Wahi,
as
yeah.
last night.
Let me check just in case.
well, Wahi's dialogue is going to change because he always has new dialogue after
Yeah.
the battle.
Yeah.
But Azanadra doesn't have any dialogue yet. He hasn't shown up in this area.
I just say I'm so
Yeah.
glad his tour was not a casualty in all of this. It's like
Well, not yet.
he
Yep.
just
Ali
not
has-
yet, but like
guys,
he
Ali
just
actually
came
has
back
different
into
dialogue for
content.
me.
Like
Remember,
us
the worst is still
hang
to
out with
come.
him.
The worst came. I
No,
died.
no.
Ali actually has different dialogue for me.
Yeah, Ali does.
Yeah.
We were talking about Azanadra.
Oh yeah,
There we go, I did
wasn't
it.
considering.
You
I
did
did
it?
it
Yay,
and
congrats.
lost.
Yay!
Excellent. Good
Nice.
job.
All right. Hello, Ali. Let's have a chat.
But those Tokhar aren't quite the helpful allies we were hoping for.
I don't say.
I thought they'd be on our side. I didn't expect them to want to start destroying
Oh
the
god,
world.
don't do this again with the World Guardian.
I don't think any of
This-
us did.
Yeah.
At least they're not shy about showing where their loyalty lies.
Very true.
Oh, come on, Ali.
They
you're
were very
smart.
helpful to begin with.
Keep up the fight. With our combined strength, we can handle them. I'm sure of it.
Woof.
Okay,
All right.
well that's just I think that's implying is that implying replay or is it implying because this
I
is the
think that-
last week for it?
I think that's
Yeah.
implying that the replays are still
Yes. Yeah, I was going to say because that's not implying a second chapter. That's more replay the fight if you want to.
canon. Yeah.
So yeah, cool, awesome.
Okay.
Nothing
So,
new at the door
Hi.
just yet, but I checked just in case.
Hi, Tokhars.
anything
Actually,
further to discuss lore-wise?
Oh, these Tokars! I'm going to feel very sour doing fight kill
Actually, the
now.
door might be a great place to end this off, actually.
True. Let's hang out
Yeah.
because this will be. I'm sure this will be a quest location next week.
Oh, definitely.
Mhm.
This is definitely
Yeah.
going to open next week.
Yep.
100%.
I wonder.
Let me in.
Yep.
Where is the wench?
Avoiding the spoilers was pretty terrible. I got to. So I think Jagex is onto. They want to look into like data mining and spoilers and such, and I'm like,
Yeah,
that's cool.
makes
Look, I
sense.
avoided them quite okay. There were times where I found out things, but that's because I peeked. But yeah, I think this was best experienced week by week rather than finding it all out in week one. So
They find
Yeah.
a method
It's
to like go
disorientating.
against the data mining because World of Warcraft, the data mining is extremely rampant. Like as soon as something hits the public test realm, everything
Oh,
gets
no.
discovered.
Yep.
Cutscenes, dialogue, people dying, people
Yeesh.
returning, bosses.
bad zone mantra.
Going to throw at us with these events.
Okay, that bugs me. I went downstairs to see Azzy, and the Frostenhorn's just sitting on the plinth.
What?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you're kidding,
From
right?
City of
You're
Sin-
kidding.
From
I know, I
Temple
actually
at
went down
System,
there.
right?
And it's
Is
actually
this
just
the place where we used to always talk to Azanadra and that
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're kidding.
Down in the little
Well,
Azzy hole.
Frostenhorn's
No
just sitting on
way.
the plinth.
The Az hole.
Bob, if you want to see something funny, go to Char's cave.
Oh boy.
Wow.
No. What are you talking? No way. Surely I haven't put things in these places. I always go to the wrong spot. I saw you just think about it.
Yeah,
It's not this one, it's the
Oh,
other
right.
one.
Yeah, I
Um,
know.
I gotta say, shout out. Well, Visitor's Quest would be great. I agree, Spyhuan. Let's
Yes.
He
make
deserves it
bring
after all this
Visitor back into
time.
content. Yeah, he's been great, and I miss him.
Where was it again?
Where
Where is
oh
the
god, it's
asshole?
the other ones. God, I always
The
get it
far-
wrong. It's not
northeast.
the northeast, the far northeast. It's not the middle one.
Ah.
It's the far northeast. I get it wrong every single time.
I have a feeling they moved things around a lot, you know.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
so
they
reworked
definitely
those.
moved things as well.
Woo. Okay.
I wanna
I used to get the
Here we
dates
are.
right every single time, but now, well,
So,
this is very different.
oh, hey, Asanadra, you're here in your human alias. That's cool.
You're here and you haven't descended. So that
Oh,
was it all
so
in
no,
your
you
mind?
know what? This was from Temple of Sentis.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Is
is
that the
this
quest?
is
Yeah.
That's
Temple
the
System
one.
quest.
Where we
So this
retrieve
is
that-
this is technically 5th age right now.
Yeah.
If we're gonna look at the plimp, yeah.
We just
Alright.
hopped back to the 5th age.
Oh, you know
Yeah.
what? Return to original state. This is a nice
Bit of a throwback.
nice round table. Yeah, round circular. Coming back to the start. That's what I'm trying to say.
Circular, just like this
This is
symbol.
basically
Back
where
to the things that kicked everything off.
it's
Desert
basically
Treasure
where
and Temple of
all
Oh,
kicked
Sentis.
off,
yeah.
yeah.
By the way, so
Yep.
for the thought of my head, so Azzy probably doesn't stick himself a
Hang on.
god,
multiverse.
an animal god per se, but he probably might consider himself a shadow god.
Mm,
Like
maybe he's
maybe.
creating these different categories for himself. Just
There
to
has
keep
to
it
be
all
some kind,
lined
yeah,
up with
like
mental stuff, eh?
there has to be
same
because he's the first god
Okay.
that I'm not sure about Zaros and Sarah, but Asnadra is the first ascended god from Shadow Anima, because every other ascended god used regular anima
Well,
devices or.
no,
Possibly
Raksha.
got
Raksha,
this.
though. Because Raksha
But
is
is
Raksha
a god?
Colossus, and that's
That's-
the same sort of deal.
Raksha's
just-
still,
It's the
Raksha's
same
still-
stream, hey, yeah.
He's still considered a colossus rather than a god.
Yeah, but the
Yeah. But
difference
that's
is
like
just
a-
a social thing. It's like
Basically, yeah. So it's the same branch, I guess. So you got
like-
Raksha and you got Asnadra.
it's a
They
cultural
tried to-
distinction rather than a
A lot of
power-based
people are
one.
trying to say that Lornab isn't a god; he was just a colossus.
Well,
Yeah.
he was a god in the alternate reality where he's got all those followers and stuff.
No, but also because a
He
colossus
was
power,
God because he was worshipped.
colossus power alone wouldn't be able to create a portal across the universe to one of the first
Mm.
planets.
Kebab, that's not the difference though. Like, the difference between a god and Colossus is literally just whether it has followers or not. The cultural distinction.
I do agree with that sentiment, but I feel like the distinction they've been doing with gods and other divine beings has been hazy at best. So
Yeah.
it's
They've
you've got the
literally
Colossus,
spelled it out
which
lately, though.
okay, so yeah, you got Colossus where they both get power from the same thing, but I think like Fen said, it's you got Colossus where they have power but no kind of following, no cultural significance, and then you've got gods where they have the power, but then they've also got the cultural significance of the mythos and so on.
Kebab, Kebab, sit on
Yeah.
the circle. Sit on the
Yeah,
circle. There we go.
we're worshipping our new god. He's now our master.
Oh yeah,
He's our
that's
boyfriend.
Ninja. What do you got to say? What diet we got? Ritual of the
enough.
Margaret. You fought
say
bravely
that-
during the ritual. I'm pleased that Lucian is the. Cool.
Yeah.
Hang on,
Yeah,
he
but-
didn't get disappointed. 0 out of 10 worst events.
Hang on, let me
He's
ask him
just
about
fine.
Guffix's
Kidding.
death, and he's going to say he's disappointed. Yes, I am disappointed we could not see eye to
There we
eye,
go.
Miss Lasker.
Yay,
Yep,
we've got
there
the
we go.
disappointment. There we
So
go.
He
Yeah,
said
that's
the
what he said in the
thing.
email.
He said the
We're
thing.
satisfied now.
I
Yeah.
will say on this, you say that he didn't have the gods are distinct by followers, but then explain Skagroth.
Skargroth was a god, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was a-
Everyone had followers though.
This
I
is the
almost
thing.
forgot
This is
about
why
him.
I'm saying it gets hazy because you've got Skargroth and Tusker where they're not
followers. She
sentient
has
gods, but
Skagroth was a hunter. He hunted Tusker.
I
She-
mean, Skargarov
Yeah.
and Tusk are like old entities in like terms of the game lore. Like we have to go back 7 to 8 years to talk about that. They probably had
Yeah.
different rules for gods back then, but maybe
I'd
now they
say-
want to extend it by introducing these colossi. So probably Tusk and Skargarov would classify as like
I would
colossi.
also classify them in the category of ancient gods, rather than actual gods. Like you say, you got Joe Taku, Skargarov, Tusker.
I don't think there's much merit to nattering over categories, basically. The
Yeah,
divine
I know
being is the divine
they
being.
gave an attempt years ago, and I think they tried to categorize things and realized it's kind of difficult to when there's lots of grey zones.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's very much
exactly.
you take it with a pinch of salt, I guess. So with
Yeah.
you got Colossus like Raksha, and then you got, I guess I would call Azanadra a god. So it's kind of like it's just as it comes, really. You just
clearly
have to assess each case as it comes.
To a certain
Yeah.
threshold.
Yeah, like I know they put out those god tiers a few years
Yeah,
ago,
they-
and I know
they-
Monjack
they
has said
abandoned.
I think
recently.
they quickly
They wanted to stay away
retracted that
from
too, because
people take it way too
it's very
seriously.
hard to put things into a box. It's just you
Mhm.
get
Yeah,
scenarios
exactly.
where they don't fit in, and yeah, that's fair.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, we now have our good friend turned enemy turned friend once again, question mark.
Oh,
Azanadra
to tie into
as
that,
a
I
god,
just
so-
sorry, some comments in the chat. Temple of Sen is a huge quest where we try to cheer up a sad Azzy, and we do that by revealing his fun-loving city. That's from Tim.
We go
That'd be a
back to
very cheerful
Azanadra's childhood
take on-
home.
That'd be nice. I don't think it's going to pan out that way, but that would be nice.
The city of fun.
Fun-loving, yeah.
Random
So I'm
Taking
actually
Bizarro
so excited
World.
for our vacation to St. Tristan, oh my gosh.
I hope we get an 80s montage of like getting ice cream and sitting in the sun and going to the
Oh my
beach.
gosh.
Yeah, and then we
How
should make
great.
like a one of those holiday picture what do you call it again, greeting cards, and wait for text like wish you were here.
Oh
Wish
my
you were
Wish
here
you
at
were
St.
here.
Tristan.
Yeah.
Greetings
What an
from
incredible
St.
take
Tristan.
that would be.
Random
Oh,
thought of the upcoming quest. So, in its heyday, Celestin was the most advanced city in the world. So I'm wondering if it's part of an intact city is going to have some of the original waterworks and other
That'd
cities
be
start to
cool.
adopt it, and that's how they get graphical reworks in.
Yay!
Nice.
The thing
I've always
is,
wanted
though,
to
like,
kind of
as
have
a-
a flashback to St. Tristan.
Well,
Yeah, that would be-
Everyone's always wanted that. They wanted to go back in time. Like we had that partly with Children of Ma.
Maybe we
But
can
other than
integrate
that-
flashbacks.
They could
Well, I
maybe
mean,
have
I
like
think-
wisps. They could have wisps in there, like memories, and maybe if you interact with them, you get like a little flashback of like the glory days of St. Tristan, because it has
Yeah.
been rebuilt a couple times when like Zeradomin conquered it and stuff.
The
It would
time
give another use
sprites.
it would
What's to
give
do with
another
the
use
time
to the Trinity
sprites?
memories that are in my bank.
I think we might figure out what the deal with the time sprites is if this is following from the whole archaeology lore.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
That
The
would be
first
cool.
thing I want to know about like the city of St. Tristan is if it's like actual in our physical world, or if we somehow do some kind of crazy shadow realm magic to end
Oh,
up there.
man.
Like
I believe-
I really
Yeah.
wonder.
I
I mean,
believe
thankfully we have an expert on decay, which is Azanadra. He'll be sure to explain things, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, sure,
Oh
but
yeah,
like,
we sort of
I'm
did
just
say
wondering.
check in after the quest. So
He can be our tour guide.
my thought process
again,
is
though, it's
at the start of the God Wars, as he shifted it to under the mountains, so it's sort of hidden under the mountains, and then Saradomin and Zamorak never found it when they conquered the city.
Shifted what?
And it's that building we see is just the main church rather than the whole city.
Yeah, it looks like some kind of main cathedral. Yeah,
Yeah.
As he,
and the
as,
artwork
as he-
has those like shadow anchors or whatever
the pylons.
detailed in there. So it could be some kind of teleportation, shadow realmy magic
Yeah.
going on there.
So-
the
so-
actual city is a bit
or-
more hidden.
or we actually restore it, then we can actually say to people, we must construct additional pylons.
Oh god.
Great.
Oh dear.
We're missing
Yay.
3 shadow anchors. Quick, World Guardian,
Oh my
construct more.
By the way, I wonder if there's going to be more needle stuff coming up, because I think
That's
the
what's go-
Karapak stuff has got to link in another way.
Surely, because
yeah,
I was
we gotta
thinking,
bring
as
in
we said,
Karapak.
restore St. Tristan, why not bring the needle into this as well? That'd be
And
interesting.
the
Several-
promo image for City of St. Tristan at RuneFest was the Zerosian standard and the Dragonkin standard hanging
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. Whether or not they've
yeah.
abandoned that idea, because sometimes ideas come up and they
Yeah.
depart. But that would, I
Yeah.
think that would be such a cool thing to tie
This
together
could
as
be
well.
very illuminating for the timeline, actually. I wonder if this should reveal how the city actually got destroyed at the end of the God Wars. Because
It was, yeah.
Corinthian was actually still active when Saradon was banished. And then
Was it?
by 102 years in the Fourth Age, it was destroyed. But we don't know how or what, who.
How do we
It's
know
still
it was
one of
Gradual
the
active?
activities to this day, so, yeah.
degradation. Mm.
Yeah, could
I know
be
that. I
maybe
think it was
abandoned.
We know the
abandoned
elders
or
of Avoric fled. They fled from the actual city when it was destroyed, if I'm remembering the law correctly.
we are about to get kicked from the game. But yeah,
Yes, we are.
I feel like it was it sounded every time I kind of get a bit of history from this era, it sounded like it was just gradual degradation because you've got Caradet was dismantled and this thing was it just seems like everything was gradually pulled apart
Well,
Mhm.
instead of one fell swoop.
And
Caradet
then
was
history was altered by the Sardonists and Zamrekins to make Zaros look as evil as possible, because history is written by the winners.
Caradet was attacked by Saradomin and Zamorak at the same time, if I'm correct, right?
Sounds correct. I
Oh
think.
gosh, I'm
Then-
bad at archaeology history.
Then it was
Oh, same. Yeah.
Then the Sands buried it because they couldn't breach the main doors because after it was abandoned,
Yes,
they
that's
just put the
correct,
pile on
yes.
So
top.
it might be relatively intact. Or at least from some era then.
This is for Caradet, not Senestin.
Oh, right. Never mind then.
You know, from
So
that street
then-
art stream we got to see, I'm just after seeing the size of the building, I'm just wondering how big this is going to be.
Oh, yeah.
We've
from
joked
some-
about Gielinor is a hollow planet that's just full of dungeons and hollow
Yeah.
things.
Full of Santistan.
Zamorak,
Yeah.
Zamorak probably didn't see it as or Saradomin and Zamorak probably didn't see it as a feasible outpost military-wise, so it was just buried and forgotten. So that's
Potentially.
that story. Saradomin was based at Uza. Yeah, Uza.
When they took Carrot at like Zeros had been already dealt with, right? Like
Yeah,
Zeros was
yeah,
gone.
Yeah, this was the aftermath of
Yeah, Caradet
yeah.
was assaulted in the early first years of the Third Age.
Yeah.
That's what it was, and then Saradomin went further than that and helped defend the desert people from Zamorak till it got destroyed.
the
Obviously,
remnants of Zamorak. Oh yeah, Zamorak too, because the Zamorak had some
Yeah.
influence in the
Because
desert for a bit with the Rift Demons and so
yeah,
forth. And
Zamorak destroyed Uza and Ulik, and then the survivors fled to Sophanum, which was just a small village at the time.
I want to find
Zaros's
out more about
followers.
Uluk.
So then Zaros's followers were concentrated in the west around the bandit camp and the quarry mine, and
Yeah.
that's where Lucian and whoever it was found Temikor, who needed to come back straight away.
oh my god. We're in this kind of fan club of like, oh, Chimeko lives! He was
You
beheaded
guys.
and set on fire, but I do not care. He will
Ouch.
return.
Rasputin style.
Even
Oh, I
I
don't know.
love-
He could be
I
dead, he
love
could be alive, who knows? Anything
I
goes, but
think Temikor was preserved by Timikin. He's now his tomb's guardian.
I would
Well,
love
he's
a desert loyal. Look,
living
my heart goes out to Florin and crew because the Marjarat ditched them all, and it'd be nice to have one loyal Marjarat who
It'd
stuck
be
around.
nice. The one guy
Yeah.
who stuck around.
I know, and he was a powerful dude.
They took the heart and I don't know why or when or like I don't it went to carry there and then it got abandoned there as well. And then after that, the Zamorakans didn't really have an interest in the desert area to the south, and then they sort of focused their efforts on the western side and in the wilderness.
It makes
obviously
sense
the-
because you've got to think Mauritania was a big Zamorak location for a part, and that's close to the desert, and then a little bit close to the
Kinda,
wilderness. Yeah.
Like, if so, Draken took Mauritania after like 200, 300 years into the Third Age or something. And then after that, Draken sort of clashed with Azzy in the wilderness with the Shadow Gem in tow. And then Draken hunted whatever his name is down. And then after that, we didn't really hear much from him. He just sort of stayed in Mauritania till Zamorak called on him for certain things.
Yeah.
I think
There
it
is a
was
bit of a hint of what he was a bit occupied with the Stone of Jas and so forth.
when
But
I
quite,
asked
quite.
Raven
question
and
mark.
a couple of years ago said the vampires aren't really aligned with anyone at the moment. They just want to be left to do their own thing, and they don't really follow a god per
That
se
feels
anymore.
like it fits their MO. Yeah, that totally fits their MO. They just want to have a
Draken was the last Zamorakian loyalist, really, if you
yeah.
in that area. Well, apart from the werewolves, because they still
I
follow
think that
Zamorak.
it got Draken what he wanted, and I think after that he just rested.
I agree.
Yeah.
Chilling about doing vampire stuff. Like getting
But
back
then
into the
the-
game.
Oh, this network of lore that is start talking about Zaros. So this is the thing. As much as I oppose Zaros, you cannot deny he is this nexus point that just brings forth every other bit of lore
Yeah.
together, and it's excellent.
It all
I love
spirals
it.
out.
Endlessly interesting to talk
Yeah.
about.
Other than that, Zamorak controlled most of the wilderness, with Saradomin and Armadale fighting him. Bandos switched sides on a whim, because Bandos.
Because
Because
Bandos.
Bandos.
You gotta appreciate, like, I don't care what you think about Bandos. I love that he's just the most basic god. He's just like, I just want to fight people.
Bandos does what Bandos wants.
I love it.
I do like Bandos because he is basically the god of war, and I do like conflict per se.
It's just
I like,
such an
honest.
interesting curveball to throw into the mix. So
Like
It's
how
great.
Zamorak
It's a
is.
pure
You can respect
chaos.
the honesty.
yeah,
Apparently
exactly.
there's some lore that apparently some goblins or something did they play, and apparently Bandos was laughing so hard he didn't even care that nobody was dying or something like
Oh
that.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
one of the
Warforged,
art books.
isn't it?
Finally,
If you
finally
take a
regarding
step back,
Bandos.
you got to appreciate the dark humor associated with Bandos.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Mhm.
good.
It's messed up, but it's fun in that
It's
way.
entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a very
I
dark
didn't
comedy.
kill Zanuck myself because I just couldn't. If you
Oh,
did,
of
you can
course not.
actually give a rant to Zanuck during Nomad Elegy, where you actually mention you're sick of all the hate towards Bandos, and you actually
Oh,
give
yeah, yeah.
some solid argument as to why you're following him. Like Zanuck won't have any of it, but it's still pretty awesome.
It's pretty admirable. Look, I always admired. This is a god of war and destruction, and somehow
I'm not
they've
a fan of that.
tried to rationalize it. And then I think as
Mhm.
hard as that is, that's quite admirable. Like that's quite
Yeah, they
a
got
difficult
really
feat,
close
so-
to having a good
Yeah, mad props to
argument.
Jagex for putting
Yeah.
in all that effort.
I think the whole focus on survival and truth and rawness and honesty is like that fits Bandos. So you know they tried, and I think they did a good job at that.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
same for
flawed for the
Zamorak's strength to chaos thing, because pushing boundaries by doing something you normally would never do is a thing that's possible. So yeah.
Otherwise, for the most
But we
part, all of the God Wars, all the information we know of the God Wars has been centered around Varrock. We know next to nothing about what happened in the West. We know Seren enacted her barrier. The gnomes underground and their tree was destroyed. Same with Tree Gnome Village, their entire thing was destroyed. Other than that, we have no idea.
taken a step back and been like, we could literally just ask the gods what happened during the God Wars, but the very realistic point of view is they just haven't, a development where they haven't written to go with that. So, it's just they haven't developed what to fill in there. So,
for the time being.
I
Yeah.
personally think it
Yeah.
depends on what god was in charge of the needle at the time.
maybe
Assuming a god wasn't
Because-
the needle.
I just said it's like, why can't we ask Zamorak what was
If he
the
was
God
in
was
charge of
like,
the
or what
needle,
happened
you-
during the God? It's
you
just
could easily just go back in time and
that
just
too.
quit.
Yeah, it's just
Time
there's so many
kind of breaks
It gets
law.
timey-wimey.
Yeah.
It is. It's. Oh, look! If you add time travel to any narrative,
Yes,
you're
Tim.
asking for trouble.
Yeah.
You are asking for trouble. But it's
Tim
it's kind of like,
spotted.
look, if we just asked Saradomin or Zamorak or Armadillo, what happened during the God Wars? We could totally ask them that, but it's just
I'll
this is
tell you
getting
what-
very realistic. Like what we,
I'll tell you what
it's just
Armadale
they haven't built it yet.
Armadale says. We did got some fight. I lost half my people. I left in shame and started to wander the universe.
Same.
So we get
That's what
drip fed
Armadale
we get drip fed things from the God Wars, but we've never really had an explicit play by play of this is the event that happened and this. We've had things told to us gradually, but it's just we never had a full complete history. And I think that's just more of a development argument. It's like, we can't really. It's not realistic to expect a whole outline of everything that happened because they just haven't written that yet. So that's fine. It's just
The thing is, if they do that, like if they were to suddenly add an update where you can like
They just lay it
interact with the
out.
gods and ask them what happened, and
Yeah.
they lay it out for you, then they're like stuck to that. It's set in
That's what I
stone.
mean.
and-
So maybe it's just more they want to keep the book open and they're not sure what they want to do yet. And
yeah,
you know what? That's fine. That's fine. Again, it's like you don't want to back yourself into a corner. So it's probably good that they're keeping options open for now and keeping things
Yeah.
vague. So
Wouldn't
I
mind doing a
understand.
live story like this.
I'm just
Yeah.
salty that we know next to nothing about Ynil and Ardy during the God Wars.
Yeah,
And
as much as
and
the rich
Sid, like-
detail that we get, we still don't know.
Like,
I do kind of
most-
come across that as like we get so much beautiful like narrative and story from the God Wars, but at the same time we don't really have a whole play-by-play of what actually happened. So it's
Well,
kind of
that's-
interesting.
Kind of the thing
during
with
the Second
archaeology
Age,
lore.
Zaros had the entirety of like Zaros's empire stretched to Ynil.
Second ended
If-
Second Age.
Yeah, because like we don't know, we didn't have, they weren't in control of the barbarians at the north, and they couldn't conquer Karamja for some reason. I don't know why. I'm still going to start on Karamja lore. I'm so pissed at that.
That's quite new, yeah.
Yeah. He couldn't conquer Intrana because Saradomin was basically there the whole time, apart from in Hellavale. We don't know what happened to Feldip Hills in the Second Age. Oh, the only thing we knew that from Feldip Hills is during the Third War, Zaros led his armies there, conquered the entire region, and basically enslaved the Scavid and built the Warforge. Nothing. We don't know nothing about the freaking hunter area in the north, apart from shit all. Gnomes were in control of during the Second Age. We don't know how the Zaros' empire impact with that, or with the gnomes in the south. I personally think the gnomes kingdom was extended from Tree Gnome Village as part of RD, and then the stronghold was part of their thing as well. So it was all one kingdom. But that's my thought process on that.
Mm.
And obviously, Third Age happened. Yeah,
There's just
I feel like-
something that disappointed me about this week, by the way, of the event.
Go on.
Well, as he just ascended, but nobody seemed to make any mention of it. That's a bit weird.
I feel like
Yeah.
give it time. We got a quest
Yeah.
next week. I think it's
Yeah,
gonna
true.
come up in that.
Everyone
Inevitably,
Yeah.
it's gonna come up.
Post quest dialogue or post mini quest dialogue right now is
Yes.
severely lacking. But then again, the mini quest hasn't officially
Yeah.
finished yet, so
The mini
True.
quest has a post quest.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
think I think this is going to be addressed, if not the whole time, but like it's going to be addressed at some extent in the next quest coming up. So
Lore's coming at us hard and
yeah.
fast right now.
I just
Yeah,
hope they
but-
at least
Yeah.
like remove Char from her cave, because right now she's just chilling there as if nothing happened.
Yeah,
but-
Yeah,
Fine.
nobody
Different
actually
age, you
checked.
know?
I mean,
I have come to the acceptance of some things in this game are in the 5th age and some things are in the
Yeah,
6th
I
age.
guess.
Like,
I
you
agree.
and-
Yeah.
You and your
think they could
barbarians got
remove-
great
Yeah,
content.
either that or there's an imposter.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think they can remove
I've come to the
Charlotte Cave
acceptance.
without adding more of her race, which I have a sneaking suspicion when they add the Queen of Ashes, she is going to go in there.
That could be.
Yeah.
But quite, I think she's an ascended one of Charles' race, whatever it's called. I can't remember what it is. Ospa,
Ospa.
that's it.
But yeah,
But-
Ospa.
for now there's no one
Yeah.
who can really fill her place. They can replace
Yeah,
Char
she's
with
the
Wizardel.
last of her kind.
Okay, Shiro.
Yep.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
was
They can
to take
replace
over.
Char with Wahizdel? I mean,
What?
look, I like Char, but I like Wahizdel a lot.
It's just Char shape.
Yeah.
No, it's just Wizardel shape shifted into Char. Like everywhere we
Yeah.
go, where there's a character who's been taken out of the story, it's
It's
just
Wizardel.
Wizardel shape shifting into them.
In before
I
there's-
can accept that compromise.
in before there's remnants of Charles' race and they've just been enslaved by penguins and Archer Run.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Could you imagine that? It's like, we go to Archer Run. Oh, there's Ospa here. What are you doing with them? Oh, they're making
The
us food.
Ospa.
And,
The
Yeah.
beings who conjure fire stuck on a place where it's just encompassed by snow.
What a
That sounds awful.
that would be hilarious, but also really messed up.
Bad. Why he escape? I'm down for that.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry for being a Waihi simp. It has been a great many of years. I'm keen to see Wahizto featuring content
I'm-
again. I'm just
I'm pretty
excited.
sure we all simp
Forever
for
since we've
somebody.
seen him.
No, there's only two. There's only two Madrat that are the best. Nebo and Temical.
Chemical would be cool to see again. And
I just-
Nabor,
Yeah.
it's like,
just
yeah,
wanna
I'm curious.
I just want
Nabor's
to see
not dead, is
Temical,
he?
but
He's trapped somewhere.
I would
He was
say
dropped in
you
the
know.
inside,
Unconfirmed.
He's probably dead, but maybe.
I want to say
Could be dead, could be alive.
Yeah.
the trick is with
Yeah, I mean,
Madrat,
as he survived.
unless you kill them and their energy is absorbed into another Madrat, I don't think they can fully
So
be killed.
basically what you're saying, despite Chimekal being beheaded and bursting into flames.
Yes.
And I
However,
sympathize because Chimekal is cool.
Two Madrat was present when he was beheaded. So, yeah.
Mm.
Nebo
As
and-
much as I'd like to see Chimekal return,
Nebo
God, it's a
and-
hard sell.
Nebo and Palkira died in the presence of no other Madrat. Also, Palkira is in the Shadow Realm, so yeah.
Look, even if we don't get a full-on real Chimekal coming back in
You aren't
present
wrong,
day,
Sam. You
I'd love
aren't
a
wrong
flashback, or just anything to see Chimekal, see a bit of his history. You know.
there. I'm kind of curious who the Shadow Gem originally belonged to.
Shadow Gem?
So the one
Yeah.
that Damis
Yeah.
was transporting.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
the
gosh,
one-
this is going way back. Hey.
Well,
Yeah.
it was in
All I know is
Caradet
there's
as well.
diamonds of
Yeah, it was
Azrael
Caradet
that
lore.
keep him in
Yeah,
check.
we only know about it because there's one of the law books in Caradet. It says
Yeah.
the Shadow Gem was originally belonged to a Madrat who was particularly skilled in manipulating of the Shadow Realm, and they enhanced it somehow.
Once
Yeah, I
again,
think
gotta
we've all sort of
appreciate
assumed it was
Jagged's
Sliska.
tying lore together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really appreciate
is
the
cool.
bringing back of old lore.
They could have just left,
Yes.
look, this is a gem that makes you go to show Sacred Shadow. That's it. But they actually bring it back into and give it some reasoning.
That's a good
pretty cool.
thought, Ken. That's a very good thought.
Oh, yeah.
Shall we?
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
go find some. Let's go find some shards.
Woo!
Shards.
Let's go, gang.
Let's
I would
We are
like
going
to
see us
get
flooding out of
yep,
this cave.
Lore squad.
shards. Shards specifically. What shards are we getting?
So Shard
I
of
wanna-
Zaros.
Shard of Zaros.
Oh, Shard of
and Shard
Zaros. Yeah, let's just that.
Shard of
I got a
Zaros
feeling nothing's gonna happen,
and-
but you never know.
and the
Probably not.
painted shard.
There was an old interaction with the Shard of Zaros and the Monolith.
On the
Yeah.
Monolith. Yeah.
I'm also
The
going to
thing
grab.
is, they do
Maj-
these hidden updates, and you just don't know until you try it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're pretty good at that. Very secretive.
Sneaky.
Very
Alaska,
secretive.
they
No,
buffed beavers. They
no.
last longer now.
What?
Yeah, last 32
Beavers
minutes now. I
confirmed the
think
best
they used
familiar in the
26.
game.
You guys
let
are
me just-
beavers.
That's the thing
The
again.
beavers.
You eat
Everyone
beavers.
just accept beavers. That's the only familiar you ever need.
Ooh.
Yeah, no change.
What? Did something new happen?
Did we have the unknown before? Was that
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Okay,
was a
okay.
thing already.
Alright.
I don't have Mars shard in my bank.
You know,
I do.
I'd be
It doesn't do
impressed if
anything.
they.
the fact that this was happening before Zaros actually went into Erebus might support the idea that time flows differently.
Agreed.
I've always been able to
Yeah.
support okay, so we got Ma, right? We got Ma's egg, which during Ajnaja's Crest, he was like, this is the same essence as this crystal rock or whatever that Zamorgul utilized,
Yeah.
which was
Zotak.
heavily implied to be Blackstone.
Yeah.
Zautak. So Zautak
He's not a
equals
black
Ma
rock, right? A
equals
Chrome
yeah. So Zautak equals Blackrock equals Ma equals Zaros and Saren equals Marjarat. So
Yeah, so what
I've
if the
always been
Mazrat
it's
have-
so loose. It's so loose, but at the same time it's like
Right.
it feels like it fits.
I do think when they finally release Kremja lore, Zemurgal is going to play a part in that.
Because you found the black stone there, eh?
It'd be cool to have Zamurgal outside of a comedic effect and just actually have him in some serious
Have them
control.
actually do
Nah.
something.
Yeah, imagine.
Like, how long ago did you guys complete Legend Quest?
Ages
Oh
back.
god,
Hey,
decade.
don't
Probably
remember.
like 12 years ago.
I'm kind of curious how that demon got sealed in that cave.
And Rixionet.
That's such old lore. I don't think that
I
has
know.
like
Look, I'm not
anything to
saying.
do
I
with
think when they
Resident
made that
Evil.
quest, they had
It's
no concept of the attack ranking, but
It's
So my
actually
game
They-
just told me that several of the crew of Screaming Saren have nearly died of dysentery.
Oh dear. Oh
That ship name gets me all the time, the SS Screaming Saren.
I swear,
I think
Legends Quest still uses Shakespearean English or something.
dear.
That's how
an
old it
aspect of
is.
RuneScape is it's constantly evolving. So you've got Legends Quest, very old, but
It's the
it
sort
can
of thing they
adapt
might
to
bring
be.
back.
the only
Yeah,
the
it
reason
can
why
be made
the
relevant
reason,
again for
the
new
reason
content.
why I mention Legends Quest specifically because it has a certain NPC in it which is nowhere else. It has a jungle demon in it.
Oh yeah.
Also, I'm gonna go speak to Seren at Burthop. Oh,
Pretty sure Saren's going to tell you that. Oh shoot, my garden idea is not working. What do we do?
okay.
What do
So
you
why?
think, World
Amazing.
Guardian? Red
Why
roses or white roses?
I don't hate Saren. I feel for her. I think she is misguided.
Yeah, same.
Okay, she
Yeah.
just we need more
He's
direct.
I feel
making bad
I
choices.
want her to be doing the right thing. I think she couldn't do it during the Sword event. She tried to stop
Hey,
Zaros and she just was
hey,
not there yet.
Not something
hey,
she has
Jagex,
the power with her to
Jagex,
do
you could do
No.
me a favor though.
emotionally.
Jagex, you could do me a favor and update Azzy's model in council, please, because that's bugging me.
No, he
Yeah.
looks fine like this. Keep
No,
him
no,
like
no.
that.
This is pre Battle of the Monolith as an
Yeah, we just got to accept that for
Yeah.
different time periods.
yeah.
Yeah,
This is
some pieces of the game
This
are
is
in
the
different
reality we live in
times.
now. This isn't RuneScape. Everything's the fifth age. This is RuneScape. This area is sixth age. This area is post Battle of the Monolith. This area is desperate measure.
Well,
This
I
is-
imagine if they
I think
use
this is the new
council
reality
again-
we live in.
When Wahi asked us to find allies, hey, you know, Amador's just standing right there, guys. We could have asked him. You know, just a thought.
Nah.
Oh hey, it reminds me of he wasn't supposed to appear at the World Gate after the quest, but he did for me. I was like, hey, Aznadra,
Oh,
I know
yeah.
we're enemies, but what are you doing here?
Yes, we could go back to RuneScape for a bit. That was fun.
We could do just reminisce on old times.
Yeah.
You know,
Although I'm not entirely sure where we stand with Ezzy now. Probably not really as strong in the
He
direction
is
as
a
used anymore, but
frenemy. I would call him a frenemy.
you know, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna
Did
be
you guys,
interesting.
when you guys told him about Armadillo's, and they said Armadillo's currently away on Tardy, did you guys ever go visit there?
No.
Nope.
I don't think they
No,
add anything. Tardia's
I've
big
been-
anyway.
I always think like if
Yeah.
it's gonna be work for graphics, then they're probably not gonna. No offense, but
Yeah.
again, it just adds development time.
They're
So it's
confident
like if
having
it's something
I
that
would
demands
say-
Yeah,
graphics, then
it's
probably not.
low. It's low engagement use of resources.
Yes,
It's not
yeah,
They're
very
confident
cost
having
effective.
things
mean,
happen off
it's not- it's-
screen.
It's like
I do kind
Like,
of wonder
if
where
they
City of
did
Citizen
Company's
ties in
Tower.
with Broken Home.
there's a perfect tree he could just branch on right here as you walk in. So I'm just curious.
But yeah, it's a bit weird having Asno. Hey, Asno, you're here at the council,
I imagine,
peaceful
like,
as ever.
if they're using the council next week, then it will be different.
I would have
Yes.
no issue with them just deleting Asnadra from my game. It's just like
Delete as an
it's weird
Asnadra.
having him just like, hey, sup, you're not a god, yeah? Cool. Nah, just delete him. It's cool. I've said everything I need to say.
It doesn't seem like he's here.
Yeah, it feels a bit inauthentic, but
Like
it's alright.
It would be nice for
Yeah.
them just add a small perch with him hanging on it because they did it with Storm Guard. So yeah.
Like a kind of dialogue branch where it's like, have you done Asnadra's quest or have you only done Desperate Measures? Which one?
Just have him perching on the house here, just chatting to Angoth.
Hey.
Yes. Oh yeah, true.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah, yeah.
I
that's probably
just,
conflicting
it
to kind
feels-
of worship him.
Also, I'm
It feels,
surprised they didn't add a archaeology dig site here because it'd be a perfect place for one.
I imagine there might be archaeology
Yeah.
integrated, but
I meant material
Yeah,
caches.
I have a
Sorry.
hard time imagining there'd be a new dig site.
yeah.
I meant material caches on here.
Well, oh yeah, probably.
Yeah, mat caches, sure. I
Ancient
could
bits,
see mat
whatever.
caches.
Like if they ever had just let us go explore the Grand Library and just dig something up as well.
Like how
I,
they
uh,
introduced a couple archaeology spots after Desperate Measures. There might be something like that.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
could be.
Yeah.
I want to draw attention back to something Luke said a moment ago that we kind of skipped over. which is how is City of St. Distant going to tie into Broken Home?
Oh,
And I also want to
It's,
say,
it's
because
right
this
next to it, isn't it?
I mean,
Because
that
this
boy
is
was
my
name
pet
dropped a
thing.
few times already, so yeah.
I mean,
I want to know
also
how City
go-
of St. Distant is going to tie into a Soulsbane.
oh,
that's,
yeah.
that's actually going to be explained, I think.
Is it?
Is it?
Yeah, I think that's going to be a part of it.
I'm very excited for that. I've been waiting for Toll in the Lore.
Oh my gosh, it's still a week away, and it
Like-
feels so long if you're so excited for it.
I think, it's not really confirmed, I don't think, but
Right next to it. Wow, that is very close.
Yeah.
Tolna's Rift is the remnants of Lord Nab's power.
Yeah, that's
It's either Remnant of Lornab's power yes, it's Remnant of Lornab.
But they also said that Lord Nab is in the bottom of the Infernal Source now,
Yes. Or
which I
parts
don't
of
like.
it.
I don't like that. I think that's
It
absolutely
says, I'm
stupid.
down for why he I'm just catching up to chat right now. I'm down for why he escaped. Me too. Not gonna lie, but why he is my favorite Majra at the moment. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Why he is the most level-headed. He
Oh, yeah,
backed
he's
us
got
in
his good
Ritual
head
of the
on
Majra. I have complete trust in him, no matter what. He's cool.
Oh, there you are, Fen.
Yay. So, do you want to start wrapping this up? Maybe get a few predictions for City of St. Distant.
Well, first
Gotta have
prediction-
Asinatra. We're
we
talking
fucked.
St. Distant, it's Asinatra.
It's his thing. Have
Um,
Wahi.
I want to say, was it actually confirmed that Azzy was actually financing this dig site, or was it just?
Yeah.
Wait, I don't think he had
It was
a.
confirmed.
It
It was confirmed in the.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well,
I think there's going to be a link to another section of the asylum in here.
Yeah, I want to see Neighbor's dirt on Aznadra come up.
same.
Like,
Look,
Yeah.
I'm at this perspective where Asinatra is not. He's not an enemy to me. He's more of a. He's a friend, but he's kind of going against. We're
I would
opposite
say-
ends of
But I'm
things here.
having a hard time trusting him.
I would say Azzy is an anti-hero.
A hero?
And-
I call him
No,
like
no,
he's
no, no.
misguided, but at the same time, it's like
Not
you know,
hero,
he's
anti-hero.
Anti-hero, Alaska.
anti-hero. Yeah. He's
I mean-
he's been a close ally, and it's we're at a conflict now, but he's dancing that line, isn't he? He's very much on the
Seems to have been
sidelines here.
Northwest interest at heart, unlike Zaros.
That's the thing. You know, at the end of Aznadra's quest, there is a specific part where Zaros is very inconsiderate towards the threat of the Elder Gods, whereas Aznadra kind of prompts him. He's like, what about the Elder God eggs? What should we do about them? And Aznadra's just like, it's not a
Yeah.
concern. It's fine. And this is the point where I was kind of like, you know what? No matter how loyal Aznadra is to Zaros, there's something about him that I feel like he's going to keep questioning a little bit. So
Yeah, Azzy genuinely cares.
he does. He's
Into
got
the-
some care about him. So.
And Zaros
If
has
we
just lost
you doesn't
all
get him
care
thinking,
for
then I
his
don't know what will.
Yeah.
I'm going to start a funding to save Shar.
Hey!
Hey, sure.
Remember doing TKO when we had that "Can I have
Ah.
some cash, please?" drawing for Aznadra? Well, maybe what if the cash was for the Senate?
Well, that sucked. Fuck that.
Huh?
I wanted to see if I can go into the asylum, but it just told me
Where
to
are you guys?
It just wanted me to go do the quest again. And I'm like, nope, fuck that. I hate that place. Yep.
Not doing that.
Yeah.
They do put a new location there under the ground. I can't wait for people to like
wanted
replay
to,
Broken Home or a Soul's Bane, and you just see like this
Right.
ginormous dig site or City
I
of St.
wonder if
Distant
they will
in the,
make that
in the
into a
distance.
requirement for this. Do we not do actual quest requirements for this?
Yes.
No,
so
it's-
Aznadra's
well, yeah,
quest
well, yeah,
and
actually.
Battle of the Monolith and various skills.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Broken Home and A Soul's Bane are both quests you can play right off the bat at the moment.
Yeah, they're both requests with low.
I kind
to
of
no
feel
requirement.
when they actually put the news post up about it, they're going to say that's recommended.
Maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Mhm.
I mean, Jack and Raven are always like, yeah, if you really
Yeah,
want us to list recommended quests, we probably want to do everything.
Yeah, I kind
So
of
you're
find
up to date with everything?
disadvantages not being recommended. There was that thing with Ariane at the end of Aznadra's quest, wasn't there? Saying Karos will be
Ariane.
involved, eh?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
true. Well, how's Karos gonna? You know, what, my best case scenario is they start tying Dragon King Karos. That's a massive challenge. I'm not gonna raise my expectation too much, but that's a big challenge. But
I
It'd be
will
cool if they
say-
kind of tied all these Elder God
The two
sideline
phases.
quests together. Yeah, it'd be cool.
Well, it is thought that the dragon can actually destroy Cerinthium at the end of at the start of the 4th age. So yeah,
Because that was their big attacking time, eh?
yeah, and that's
Yeah.
how Robert the Strong defeated them. And yeah,
All right. Give you guys a minute left. Anything that urgently needs saying?
So excited.
Yes.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I'm
very
really
excited.
I can't
I
really
wonder if
put
they
it
do
into
anything
words.
desert treasure related, like maybe we do some gem finding in Sentinels and
no,
I don't know.
Desert Treasure is going to play a part in this. I can tell you that. now.
I'd like to think so. I mean, we're getting new ancient magic spells, so
I
probably.
think
I'm
we
so
are
curious
gonna.
as to what those could be.
I think
Yeah.
that with the gems that sealed Azzy away originally are going to play a part in this.
Because
Yeah,
they
that's my fault.
concepted a desert treasure too. Hey, I wonder if that's going to play any role.
Yeah,
Are we still
that's what got me
are we still
thinking.
capable of sealing Azanadra away in that fashion, considering he's a
back.
god now?
Yeah,
Put him
that
back
does-
where he was. Yeah, no, I don't know if we can
Oh,
do
so
that now
healthy.
because he's a bit more powerful than he used
I
to be.
agree, Shiro. Let's just bring Ozan into this and just start Tomb Raiding.
Woo!
Yeah. Look, I
Yeah.
miss Ozen, my bro. We need him back.
We should just bring Ozan's #1 fanboy into this.
Yes,
Not bad.
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
Ozen is kind of hot, but yeah.
Yeah,
He's
I agree.
great.
I agree.
If we can't get the desert series to continue, at least bring Ozan into other content. But hey, it's alright.
All right, I think we're done for now. Thank you all for coming.
Yeah.
We'll be doing a City of Sintistan stream next week.
Oh my god, I'm
around
so
the same
excited.
sort of time.
I'll try to
I
be
think
there.
10 a.m. game time, roughly. We'll do an official announcement closer to the time.
Yeah,
Looking
depending on what time
forward
we
to
release
that.
the update.
Yeah.
Well,
See you guys.
should everyone?
Unsure.
See ya.
And shit.